Hey, my fellow diecast fans, how you doing? Hope you are doing very well. So I got another little treat for you here today. As you may remember, about a month ago, maybe a little more, did a video on A-Body Chevelles. Well, now we're going to look at A-Body Pontiacs. It turns out I have quite a few of these little guys. And in this video, you're going to get to see an example of actually every body style, two-door, four-door, and wagon. And you may remember in the Chevelles, all I had was two-door hardtops. They didn't have any of the wagons or the four-door sedans. So we're going to take a look at these right now. So we got Johnny Lightning and Greenlight for our manufacturers up here. And quite a few different car lines too. We've got LeMans, Grand Am, and also GTO, if you can believe it. We got them all up here. So we're going to dive right into this. Let's start with the one on the turntable. We're going to start in model year 1973 and then work our way through 1977. So in 73, the GTO line continued. However, it kind of returned to its roots. Instead of being its own separate model, it became just a trim option on the LeMans as it had been in 1964 when it debuted. So the all-new Colonnade body style debuted for 73. And the Pontiac version, I think you'll agree, is a lot more handsome than the Chevelle version. Noteworthy, you've got the little louvered slats on the quarter window there. Body sides were sculpted a little trimmer and nicer. And it just overall is a cleaner design. It's got the classic Pontiac front end with the twin cavity grille and the little snout on there. And this is a Johnny Lightning casting. The hoods do open on all the Johnny Lightning castings. I'm going to use the term allegedly open because you see that right there. That's as far as it goes. And on the Grand Am over there, the tan car, I can't even get it open. So let's just assume that it opens just like this one if I could get it open. But you could still get a 455 in the GTO in these years. I don't know if the Super Duty version was available. I know in the Trans Am the Super Duty version was available. It's right there. It says 73 GTO. One thing I like about the Johnny Lightning cars is they got the rubber tires with the authentic wheels that they do. And you know, this is one of the few Johnny Lightning cars that's actually scaled correctly. It's actually very close to the 164. It's still a little short though, but it's a lot closer than some of the other cars that they do. So that's a nice example of a 1973 GTO. It even has the little little license plate on the front there, because they used to call this the Tiger. All right, got the little scoops on the hood there and everything. I've only seen like maybe one or two of these in the metal too. They're kind of rare. All right, now we're going to look at another kind of a rare model. Also a 1973. So this is a LeMans GT, okay? This is like an alternative to a GTO. They only made the LeMans GT 2 years, 73 and 74. After that, they discontinued it because it was such a slow seller. But it's got a lot of the same styling hallmarks as the GTO. You got the little louvered quarter windows. You got the twin hood scoops on the little hood there. They had their own unique stripe package. A lot of the same options, and you could also get up to a 455 in this as well, at least in 1973. But yeah, the LeMans GT was kind of like an alternative, if you will, to a Grand Prix. You can see the little GT emblem right there. Nice little taillights that they do. It's got the same kind of wheels on it with the rubber tires. Nice contrasting white interior with your black dash and your sports steering wheel. And yeah, that's as far as that hood goes, guys. Can't get it to go open no further than that. Yeah. I don't have as many Johnny Lightning cars. I have a few. But Greenlight and Auto World tend to dominate I call them my more modern diecasts. Yeah, the LeMans GT. That was a neat little model. Very rare one, too. I have actually never seen one in the metal. I've seen a picture of one, but that's about it. All right, now we're going to look at a really unique model that's based on the LeMans architecture. So, 73 Pontiac introduced a new model called the Grand Am. And they only made this through 1975. It was kind of a slow seller. But what the idea was, it was to give you Grand Prix style handling and luxury, but in a sportier package. So what they did was, they took the basic LeMans body shell You'll notice that even the taillights are the same. The only difference is they put a little divider across them, and then also there's this little reflector on the trunk lid as well. And you got Grand Am right there. And they had the same hood, but what was really different was the nose. They had a completely different nose. It was an all urethane nose that was you could actually squeeze it. And that was part, of course, because of the new 1973 bumper standard. Everything had to be able to give a little bit in a low-speed collision. This has got an SD 455 badge. That might be kind of a farce. I don't know if they offered the SD 455 in the Grand Am. You could also get the Grand Am in both 2 and 4-door. The LeMans GT only came in a 2-door. But this Grand Am, you could get both in 2 and 4-door body styles. Not the wagon, just the sedan. And, some people liken the front end styling to Studebaker. Remember in the early 50s, the Studebakers had that prominent nose on them. I don't see it. I think that's a bit extreme. I just think it's just Pontiac just taking their styling hallmark and just exaggerating it just a little bit for styling's sake. But I like the slatted grills that they put on it. And then the headlamp surrounds. Everything was all body color. I remember seeing one of these in deep jewel green in a 4-door, and it had those turbine vane style wheel discs on it. It was sharp looking, actually. I really liked it. But they had unique stripe packages that you notice how this one goes along that raised part of the hood all up here, and then up to the roof line there. That was a nice little stripe package that they did. Yeah, the Grand Am, I always thought that was kind of a neat car. They only made it those couple years, and then they brought it back again in '78, and they discontinued it again, and then they brought it back again for the 1985 model year in a front drive. This is one little blemish it has. This is another example of the factory getting a little sloppy with the silver trim paint. I tried taking it off, but I'm afraid if I rub too hard, I'll take the actual paint off. It's actually better than it was. It actually was much worse than that. All right, so that's all examples from 1973. Now we're going to bump up to 1976 now. I don't have any 74s or 75s. So now we're going to take a look at a pair of wagons I have. These are both from Greenlight. Pontiac LeMans station wagon. This is more of a cream color. You may remember the Chevelle, and there was a Cutlass, and I think there was even a Buick intermediate wagon had the same body. Just the front end was different. And they also used to differentiate them with the tail lamp design. This is the tail lamp design that the Pontiac had the little vanes in it there. But these were a pretty versatile wagon. Maybe couldn't haul as much cargo as a full size, but still, this is a way to get a station wagon in a neat intermediate package, like the wood grain. There's your rectangular headlamps that they came out with in 1976. You remember in 1975. They introduced those rectangular headlamps on the full-size cars. That's the year it was made for legal use. And then 76, the intermediate cars got it. Like the little tailgate. And this little spoiler is neat. I think that only the Pontiac and Up had that. I don't think the Chevelles had the spoiler on there. This one's got a little trailer hitch on there and everything. They replicate the details very nicely, you can see. And they also did a nice job replicating those special wheel covers that they had back in these days on the LeManses. All right. Now I'll show you my second version. This one's kind of like, I think GM's term for this color was called buckskin, if I remember correctly. And it's basically the same model, just different color. One difference that they did do was these hubcaps have a kind of a shiny chrome appearance to them. You'll notice those other ones had more of a like a satin or matte finish to them. Same features. Got the nice little tailgate, your spoiler. This one's got the really nice metallic paint. Like how they did the front end there, it's really sharp. Very cool. And then for our last one, this is a 1977 model. This would be a LeMans Interceptor, a police car. You may remember in this movie Smokey and the Bandit, there were several of these used in that film. You may have noticed that they only tore up one. That was Buford T. Justice's. And it probably was a 76 model, not a 77 anyways, because even the Trans Am was actually a 76. They just put a 77 front clip on it there. But you could get the same engine that came in the Trans Am, you could also get in the LeMans Interceptor. And you know, this is actually surprisingly detailed for a small model. I mean, look, you got the, see, this would be the washer fluid reservoir way back here. And then this would be the coolant overflow jar right here. And there's even a little badge on the air cleaner. Probably most likely says 400 4-barrel. Which I think is pretty neat that they even were managed to do that. I cannot read it. And if you guys can read it, man, more power to you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what it says. This is I think this is a Nevada Highway Patrol car. This is the color scheme they used back in those days. Like how they did the body color wheels with the dog dish hubcaps. That's kind of a cool feature there. They do make this in a civilian version. It's in the A-Team series. It's kind of a white one. And also, they do the Smokey and the Bandit gray one that breaks down the side of the road where Sally Field gets picked up by Bert. The hood just went down. That's all right. I wanted to go it down anyways. Yeah, see, there it says Nevada Highway Patrol. Kind of a sleek looking car. Like I said, these were a little more attractive than the Chevelles. They just had, I think, better body sculpturing is what it was. The Chevelles had these very swollen wheel arch flares that just did not look that great. What they did with the Pontiacs with this kind of a sculpted spear side, I think that was much more attractive. Rear end was a little better looking too. It has a more trim appearance to it. So there you have it. 1973 through 77 Pontiac A-bodies. I've been wanting to show these off for a little while now. Finally got around to doing it. So you guys, I'm really happy you're enjoying the content. Rest assured it's going to continue. And I'm going to keep it coming. So in the meantime, enjoy yourselves. God bless. And we'll see you in the next video.